Hello guys, this is Botworld Adventure and we have here a pretty exciting moment because I've got the first legendary bot Comet, and well, he looks like this. How I got him? I've received him from the content creator program, so I didn't farm these star shards, but in case you don't know how to get this bot, you get it for collecting 50, I guess, star shards. And you can get star shards in a bunch of different ways. Obviously, I see that fragment. Shard is a fragment, so yeah, it could be a shard as well. So yeah, these are star fragments. I skipped that part to show you this new bot. As you can see, you can also win this in arena. It was surprising to me that Season Pass didn't contain any star shards. Or did it? I don't remember at this point. No, it did, but it's only the paid one. Alright, and I'm not sure about the shop. I didn't see any offers in shop selling star shards, so it seems that you can't pay to win this bot, but whatever. That's how you get this bot, and well, how he looks, how he plays. We will check all that out in this video. So yeah, I also farmed AI 5 for him. I didn't upgrade him to level 21, even though I could buy the essence in the shop. I got the essence in the shop, and the essence for upgrading him past level 20 is just normal. So the different thing is only how you get this bot, but after that he is just like a normal bot. And my first take when it comes to this bot strength is that, well, he's not stronger than epic bots, definitely. I wouldn't say so. He seems balanced like all other bots. So you probably know that in bot world, even common bots are pretty strong. I have Slash, for example, which I upgraded. He's not like crazy. I think Slicer would be better, but still, like, even common bots are pretty strong, so yeah, definitely this is the case with Comet. He seems balanced, but let me showcase it to you. So let's first read the abilities. Moonbeam is just very similar to that attack of this guy which grabs everyone, but also Shuffle. It's just a projectile, but after an upgrade he has an attack like Tether, which pierces everyone in front of him, so like big shot with upgrade as well. You will see it's pretty simple, so there's not much to talk about this auto attack and basic attack. Then there is Siphon, which is pretty weird ability, so you can upgrade Siphon to steal ultimate cooldowns, sort of like time of ultimate, and he gets it, I guess. And he also takes 10% of the nearby bot damage, so the impact radius is 6, so I wouldn't say it's a lot. So this Siphon ability is pretty weird to me, like very niche and hard to say if it's that useful. For a legendary bot, I would probably go when designing this bot with something which is more reliable. As of now, this ability is pretty sort of, I don't know, cool. You can also get Siphon to steal yeah, movement speed, and I think it might be a better choice, but soon we will get to the abilities. Then there is light speed, and this is a very cool ability because it allows Comet to move around the map, but it only has max 3 enemies hit, so it will be good for arena, but for wild bots not necessarily. And it's kind of hard to explain how he dashes through these enemies. You will see that soon. So yeah, let's get just to the AI. And here we have light speed damage increase, but reduction of 1. So it's basically it doesn't change anything. You just do more damage, but you strike 2 enemies with his ultimate. So this is kind of like, I didn't like it, because it changes nothing. You deal the same damage overall. It seems, I think it's the case. So yeah, I took this, which is a stun. 1 second stun for all bots if you are in arena or fighting with bandits. It's pretty cool, especially that he has 3 seconds cooldown on his ultimate. Isn't that bad. Then we have Siphon, which steals movement speed and also steals enemy's ultimate charge. I took that, but yeah, I would definitely try that out soon after we get this checked. I won't pick this option. Yeah, I don't think so. Because it doesn't add you anything, this option, but this adds stun. So like that's no brainer. Pretty weird to me, this. But yeah, maybe if you want to sort of burst a few targets in front of you, I don't know. Then we have Boombeam Pierces, which means that he simply will strike like in front of him and pierce through everything with his basic attack. And then all attack damage increased by 30%, pretty cool. And then Siphon cooldown reduction. So that's a hard choice, because Siphon also steals attack damage of nearby bots. But you need to have bots nearby. And Comet is an evader, so he doesn't want to have enemy bots nearby him. That's why the entire idea of Siphon is pretty like contradictory to the design of the bot, to the evaderness of this bot. Pretty weird to me, but yeah. So I don't know. Siphon would probably be quite then often trigger. It has a 6 seconds cooldown right now, so it would be like 4 or something, so not bad, definitely. But again, that damage Siphon of 10% only, like you have so many conditions to even trigger that. You need to have enemy bots nearby you, and then you also get so little of that damage, when a Comet doesn't have that much damage to start with. Okay, light speed cooldown reduction by 25%, so if you want to spam his ultimate, it's cool. And health increase by 20%, also a good choice. Yeah. So for me, I would go with the AI like this, or I would change for speed drain, and speedy Siphon, if we wanted to test out how it works. 30% is a lot, definitely, so I would sort of give an advantage to this option over this one, but yeah, it's also viable. Here is viable. I mean, health is definitely also a choice, so most of the choices are pretty good. The focus is my least favorite, especially compared to this choice. Alright, so much talking, but let's get to the action. I will get you obviously these marks, so you can tell when I finally stop talking and start, you know, fighting with this bot, because it's the most important thing. If the bot isn't looking fun in the fights, you won't like it probably. So yeah, why not? All right. So I will get Chainer and Comet. Because I'm running out cooldowns, I will just go with my regular setup. So yeah, as you can see, this is the ultimate, this is how he pierces, and it was Siphon. So generally, Comet is very visible in these fights, in my opinion. He's like, his Siphon ability is just flashing so much. Let's see what he will do here. So yeah, because I have 4 alt cooldowns, he uses that pretty quickly. And as you can see, his Siphon really allowed him to charge his ultimate. Yeah, because he has very short cooldown and Siphon steals half a second. Even like, yeah, his cooldown on ultimate is 3 seconds. So if there is like 2 bots nearby him and he siphons, then definitely I wonder if Siphon attack increase also increases his ultimate damage. I don't know about that, and we could definitely check this, but I would check this probably against, soon I should see here Barry's. Barry's should be perfect for sort of, you know, experiments like that. So I will just quickly, oh, there is a Barry as well, so nozzles can be also good in my opinion. Alright, so let's get Ram here. And yeah, let's see. So he sort of, you know, dashes. And weird thing is that I think it's a bug. Because as you could see, he dashed through 4 enemies. And this is something I've noticed. But I thought I was just like not seeing properly, let's say. Because he definitely has in its... yeah, max enemies hit is 3 only. So why does he hit 4 enemies? I don't know. When it comes to the damage, here it looks good, but I'm playing against very weak opponents. Like, notice that my bots are level 26 and enemies bots are level 23 or 2 sometimes even. So this damage here, I will get something weaker for that chainer combo, and then we'll be able to sort of more properly test this bot. Oh, this is a bandit, so I won't showcase you. But yeah, his ability is pretty cool, especially with that stun and without the reduction of his numbers hit. But when it comes to the damage, you could notice that it's not the greatest. Like, it's kind of, you know, expected, because evaders aren't famous for their damage, right? They should kite enemies well, and I'm not sure if Comet particularly excels in that. Alright, I want to fight Barry's, because this is perfect for checking out some stuff. But I have such good bots against these enemies, I should definitely change that. Alright, so maybe I will get rid of that chainer and get like Bulwark. So, did he... yeah, so he definitely hits 4 enemies, but maybe it's something I don't understand, you know? Whoa, Barrys are so strong, dang. I've lost my RAM to them. Maybe I just don't understand the description. Maybe it's like the first enemy is hit and then 3 enemies more. This way, well, let's just check that. I will check the second AI to sort of see if he will strike 3 enemies, because if that's the case, if he strikes 3 enemies with this AI, which increases his damage, then it might be a completely different talk, let's say. Here I want this time movement speed, just to sort of experiment, and the same here. I think I want light speed cooldown reduction, like health. He's squishy, he's very squishy, so you will soon see. But yeah, I also wanted to change my bots to something weaker. We'll see how they perform against quite good enemies. You will see now how they perform in like fair fight, or even while being weaker, because that's important. If I fight enemies which are very weak, you would get the impression that Comet is so strong, but I wouldn't say it's the case so far, at least. Unfortunately, not much of these Barrys. So okay, let's see. Let's see how this will look. So I am quite weaker than these enemies right now. Well, this is definitely a bug, isn't it? Like, doesn't matter. Yeah, it has to be bugged, right? Because he still hits 4 enemies, even though I took even the AI. So he's supposed to hit 3 enemies. And now he would should hit 2 enemies, but he's still hitting 4. So I think there's something to be fixed here. we shouldn't get used to that state, because I think it will get fixed. I want to fight 5 enemies, and there it is. I think he doesn't hit 5 of them. But let's check. I think he doesn't. Yeah, he always hits 4. Like, no matter his AI, which is weird. And what else? I wanted to say something else here, but I completely forgot instantly. So there's that. Oh, I know. Siphon with movement speed is pretty useless. Like, you could see that you need a proper timing for that movement speed still to matter. Often Comet will just stand in place and attack when he siphons the movement speed. So in my opinion, that particular AI option won't be great, but in other times it will be quite good, because yeah, it's very situational, right, this option. So kind of a hard choice. I would definitely go for that ultimate still, because it seems much more reliable, but you can consider different options, obviously. However, now, because it's bugged and he always hits like so many enemies, I think that damage increase is much better than the stun. But if it gets fixed and he will only hit 2 enemies with that moonlight, then I think it's worth considering that the stun is more reliable, better option, you know. Especially that striking through 2 enemies might not get him into a, safe spot. He might end up, like, if there is 3 enemies grouped together and he dashes through 2, you can imagine that he will end up in a bad spot, like in the middle of these 3 enemies probably. So yeah, maybe that with that siphon movement speed still. As you can see, when Comet meets chasers, he is just completely done. And yeah, this is only about the same level of enemies as me. So yeah, I mean, he's only level 20. I shouldn't really test him against much higher opponents, because yeah, it's unfair to him, I guess. So I think these fights are quite okay. So we have like about level 20 bots against level 23 bots. Oh my, really? I hate these dogs. You just can't outplay them. So as you can see, the average level of my bots here is like 22, right? And I'm fighting against 22. So that's how my bot performs. And a sort of boosters question. So if there are any boosters that would make this bot better than alt cooldowns, I don't know. So this is a weird bot, because he definitely relies on his ultimate being quick. So I wouldn't say that, like, for example, if I went for crit runes boosters, I mean, then he would be like much better. But I don't know. Maybe there's something to figure out. At this point, I have no ideas what boosters could be better for him than alt cooldowns. I think he performs well with alt cooldowns, and that's it. Like, I could test for fun, and I will soon do that probably. Him having, like 4 crit boosters, or I don't know what. Maybe damage boosters. I think his ultimate can crit, so it would be cool, but at the same time, if I have crit runes, he won't ulti ever. So maybe only with Siphon stealing ultimate cooldowns. I mean charge. So yeah, let's do some last test, and let's sort of sum up everything. Alright, so the last change, let's get some weird boosters here. Bot damage, maybe not, maybe let's go for bot crit. I want to see his ability crit all of these enemies he's going to dash through. Where is my last crit? Sorry. It's there. Alright. Then I definitely want to change his AI again, so I would go for damage increase, simply because it's bugged right now and he still hits 4 enemies, so that's like a no-brainer, right? 50% more damage overall, just so broken, but it definitely will get fixed, so overall I think it's the better option. Yeah, here like ultimate abilities, simply because it's much more reliable. And then here I would definitely go for... So this is the case. If I go for Siphon, I have much more ultimates at my disposal, because I will quickly steal that. So I would go for Siphon, because I will get attack damage anyway from Siphon. So I would go for that option. And then Lightspeed cooldown. So this would be like my final AI, sort of the most... generic, sort of all around the best AI, I would say, with the exception of that focus, that should be run and stun, but only after it's fixed, right? So okay, let's get to the party here. So it must be so boring. Let's go to some fall growth. There's no point to show this bot like against level 28 opponents, right? In some Ashen Shore. But we could do that as well. What is he doing here? I never saw Slash in this place, I think. Alright. I guess I just have to play against Slash. So here we have 40% crit boosters. So that ultimate of, as you can see, is like, wow. But the fights are also quite slower. And that was... Alright, so... where the fight was much slower, I could see actually Comet running away from enemies and evading them. He was definitely hard to catch for that Slash. Like, Slash couldn't really deal with him well. So at least he is evading pretty good, definitely better than, for example, you know, Flamer, which just sort of slowly, because he needs to keep his distance, slowly just hovers over the enemy. But yeah, as you can see, the damage output of that Comet, I think it could be bigger. And it's only really here if you go for alt cooldowns. And this crit didn't really work for Comet. I don't think it's a bot that can be played with anything else than alt cooldowns. Perhaps that strategy with corrupted bot pack generation and shield field or something like that, area of effect field. Yeah, it's shield field, I think. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so let's quickly change these boosters, and I will sort of for the like his worst performance, let's say, will be against higher level opponents. So yeah, that's Comet, and I would slowly go for sort of a summary right now. I think Comet is an interesting bot. Definitely a cool design. It's like a pleasure to see him in battle. He has nice sounds as well, very unique. When it comes to the power, I would say he's not the strongest bot right now. Even when his ultimate is sort of bugged, as we could see. And the damage is unintentionally much bigger. It's nothing exceptional. But at the same time, we have to remember that he's only level 20 here. And he still does some damage. So imagine if in this fight, for example, Comet would be the same level as them. His damage against opponents that are like 2 or 3 level above him in these fights before was pretty decent, so I wouldn't say that Comet lacks damage. I think that Comet is just simply a sort of a bot which is overall pretty okay. I would say he's very balanced. He has some damage, he has some utility with this stance. He has an interesting siphon ability. I wouldn't consider him like an S tier, but definitely a bot which is worth having in your team. So if you long for a Comet and you want to really grind hard for him because you think he's strong, that's not the case. But if you want to have a very cool bot to your collection and sort of like his design, when you put him into your team, you won't regret that definitely. Like, he's a very cool design bot, and also he just lifts his weight. So as you could see, he stunned 3 bots here. He did a pretty decent damage. If he was higher level, you know, as high level as them, because these were 22 bots, 23, and he's only 20, he would probably deal much more damage. So yeah, at level 30, Comet should be just a great bot which can handle any situation really, because he is fast to run away, and he also can instantly appear on the other side of the screen, which means that he is simply, you know, going to survive more than his HP would indicate, unless he faces some chainers, obviously. We have to remember that Comet is very squishy, so if you put him into some chainer or any stun, he'll probably die instantly, even with that 20% HP probably. Maybe actually that 20% HP could help, but yeah. This is Comet. I have not much more to say about him. Thanks guys for watching. This was a showcase of this bot for you, and let me know what you think about him.